Opatime.is style.
Opatime.is style.
Welcome to the 4-hour recording of this podcast, everyone.
I'm so excited for these episodes.
I've been, vibrating out of this mortal plane for the entire week because I watched these on Monday, and I've literally been, laying up at night being like, he's simply Quattropuccino.
He
is. He says it. There's no other way to interpret that.
I've taken so many screenshots of just these 3 episodes. It is
got a nice
ridiculous.
PowerPoint going on.
Yeah.
Who are we in the studio?
We are simply Wow Cool Robot, the podcast.
We are Wow Cool Robot, the podcast. I'm Max. I use he, him pronouns.
I'm Sarah. I use she and they pronouns.
And I'm Colin. I use they and them pronouns.
I realized that we do the thing where we introduce ourselves in the first episode, and then every other episode or every 2 other episodes, it's we just go on a bit. We just say wild shit at the start of the episode, and people forget who we are.
I wrote down, make sure you say your pronouns this time because I can't remember when. Yeah.
I mean, sometimes we don't exist, and that's fine.
Yeah. It's okay. I was in training for 2 days straight, and nobody who was supposed to introduce themselves with pronouns introduced their pronouns. But sometimes it happens.
Very cool and sexy of them.
Yeah. I did end up in a one-on-one training with the only other non-binary person in the entire training, though. So that was very fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I mean, okay, so I guess we can take that non-binds are stand users or new types, so that they kind of just draw together.
I was gonna say it too, Sarah. Thank you.
Oh well, it's more we're all eternally attracted to each other because not in attracted, but we sense each other's non-binary
vibes.
genders from
Your
across
vibes,
the battlefield,
yeah.
and we immediately hear.
Off to a great start. Good podcast.
Extremely good. Episode 13. I didn't write down the name of it. Is it called Shuttle Launch?
It's called Shuttle Lunch.
Okay, that would explain why I've got the words Shuttle Launch written at the top of my notes. That would be the title of the episode. Congratulations, Sarah, you did it.
Sarah, you did. I'm so proud of you. My first note says racism dog whistle.
We've skipped over the ship dog whistles so many times, and so I have a note here that says that we simply cannot skip the boat whistle. I love this boat whistle.
Just a big foghorn.
Yeah. Oh man.
What if it was an old jalopy, awooga?
Yeah, Bright's about to walk on deck, and you just hear a awooga.
Hey. Awooga.
So this episode opens out with fucking Basque and shit. There's a big boat, a fucking capitalist looking asshole walks off it. And
Jamatov Hyman.
Is that Hyman with an M?
It's I've seen it both ways.
Okay, same letter in Japanese anyway, I guess.
Yeah, I think the old romanization of it, when they did the original localization of this, they were going with Hymen. But I definitely think the current localization is Hymen.
Cool.
And he walks off the ship and he says, "Hi, men. What's going on with Grips?"
Well, it's traveling to Luna 2, and also they took the colony and they split it in 2.
What if we took the colony and moved it elsewhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're going on a little road trip.
Yeah.
Basque driving. Basque has the aux cord.
Oh, Basque would play the nastiest, most awful music with the aux cord.
Colin, tell us about the nasty, awful music Basque would play.
Whitesnake.
Okay,
Poison.
You're off the podcast. Do not, never in my presence diss 80s hair metal.
Oh,
thank you.
He's playing hair metal because he wishes he has hair.
Oh man, yeah. I don't know. I feel like a couple of bangers do get in there. I really think that Basque would be really into flirting with Disaster. And that's mostly just because I love that goddamn Muppet sound the guy makes at one point. The wah ha hey hey. That just
Oh wait, yes, I did listen to your episode of Setlist in Seattle. I am familiar with the mama.
Hey, and speaking of music, you know who has good taste in music? It's Amuro.
Yeah. He's out here flying a hobby plane.
They won't let him in anything expensive.
Hey,
Yes, sir?
hey! It's like he's flying a plane, flying freely through the air, but he's still dressed in a Federation uniform. Do you think this fucking means anything?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can't
Do
imagine.
you think it means anything?
Like, the weird thing is, like, his uniform clearly has no badges or rank insignias or anything on it. So, like, on one hand, it's like, yeah, it could be that just, like, he was like, hey, I need a pilot suit for my hobby plane, and this is the thing that they gave him because it's the Federation and that's all that they have. But also, it could be just that Amuro loves to roleplay being a pilot again, I guess.
I wonder why it's important to him in any way.
I'm just kind of thinking about how in 0017-9, the Federation literally owned Amuro's body and that Gundam was their property, and now what's fucking changed? He's still here. He still belongs to them.
The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Yeah. You know what is a change and is also still the same at the same time?
Yeah.
Fra and the kids are here.
She hasn't aged a day, and the babies are like several feet taller.
Yeah.
I love to see them.
They're a bunch of teens
I love to
now.
see them.
Yeah.
Let's the little rat boy still into dungarees.
Yeah.
Love that. Love that.
What's her name has a Farrah Fawcett.
They're the
do
same
now.
age as Amuro was. She does, yeah. She like they look like very recognizable for, you know, when they used to be. It's great.
Yeah. They're all like lounging about like bored 80s style teens. It rules.
It's so good. It's like, yeah, this is what I was like when I would like visit my Nana's house. There'd just be nothing to do. I'd just sit around.
Oh,
like
man.
they've got their hands in their pockets. Fucking Cats kicks a rock and shit.
Amuro really is just your grandma now. He's Grandma Amuro.
Grandma Miranda.
He's like, oh, the children have come to visit me in my huge McMansion.
Yeah.
He gives them each one strawberry hard candy.
Yeah. We do get a better...
Would you like something from the cookie jar? Let's...
Here, have a butterscotch. It's emblazoned with the Earth Federation government logo.
Don't take from that cookie jar. That one's bugged. That's why they're listening to me, cats.
Definitely not weird that all of Amuro's waitstaff are black. Definitely not very, very, very weird and uncomfortable.
It's fine.
It's fine.
Yeah, he put it on idle answer that.
Yeah.
His fucking house looks like absolute fucking garbage. This is the worst interior design. There's so much shit in this house.
There's never been a good-looking large house.
Yeah. Like, every wall is, like, hung salon style in the most, like, obnoxious way possible, too.
And just, like, the clash of just, like, patterns and weird vomit colors, like, oh my god.
It's what a kid thinks Buckingham Palace would look like.
It is what Buckingham Palace looks like.
Yeah, and that's why the Queen sucks shit.
Yeah.
And while Amuro's talking to them, he pulls up his pant leg and shows them the fucking house arrest ankle bracelet the Federation put on him.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Frau. I got new shoes. Please ignore the ugly-ass ankle bracelet, though. Fraubo, I think he mentions, he's like, oh, Frau, like, should you be traveling when you're so pregnant?
Yeah.
When you're gregarious.
She looks great for being, like, 7 months pregnant.
Frau Bro is Gundam.
Yeah.
She's being piloted. By a little boy.
That's where the pilot goes in the Gundam, in the tummy where the baby lives.
Oh, my mind is going. No, I don't want to think about this.
We're like 6 episodes into the podcast and we're already broken.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about how Gundam gave birth to Amuro in the last episode of 0079.
like Athena bursting fully formed from the womb of Zeus. I know it was the forehead, don't at me. What if Zeus was a Rick Diaz?
Yeah. What if the cockpit was in the thigh and Zeus put Dionysus there and then later cut him out and put him in a tree or something? I can't remember how that myth goes off the top of my head. I don't know why.
Well, Colin, then it would be called a thigh pit.
Ugh.
Okay. I'm sure that happens in fucking Double Zeta.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Amuro is being... Oh, yeah, Frau is like, oh, Amuro, like, you know about pregnancy if only you got married. Oh, don't you still fancy Sailor? And Amuro is like, I can't legally get married. The Federation uniform says... The Federation army says no.
Federation diagnosed me with bachelor pad.
Yeah, in the sub, the wording is you should get you still have the hots for Sailor, right? And do you think the forces would let me?
Do you think the powers that be would allow me to fuck? Absolutely not.
I cannot legally fuck Frau. Please. It's not my fault. I'm helpless here. If I could fuck, I would, but I'm not allowed to.
Amuro will never fuck. This is a promise and a threat.
We do have a quick transition to dinner where everybody gets dressed all fancy, and Amuro says, I don't know what
shit.
Yeah, I've never eaten out in my life. That's why I don't know what Caravas is.
Thank you, Colin. My notes say like a very similar thing. It's just like, I mean, not even talking about the actual content of this scene, like, nothing makes me more uncomfortable than, like, having to wear nice clothes to do anything in general, but, like, to have to, like, wear a suit and tie. Well,
Couldn't be me.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna walk around in, like, a fucking velvet suit as Pegasus, but it's, like, the idea of having to get dressed up in a suit and tie to eat food is fucking untenable to me. It's just ugh.
So, I mean, there's also there's a whole thing about how the concept of dressing for dinner is like an inherently colonial thing.
It's weird vibes, isn't it?
Yeah, like I read a whole article about like how I'm not going to get into it because we're going to be here for like 3 hours, but it's a weird colonial practice.
Cool.
And it just made me very interested to see that, like, they do that. I also wanted to mention that, like, in the previous scene, Amuro starts, like, writing and passing notes to Frau and Katz, because, like, people are eavesdropping on him. I can't remember. I think the content is just like, oh, I'm being monitored.
Yeah.
So yeah, after dinner, they go for, like, a kind of, like, a walk in the garden.
In this fucking rose garden piece of shit.
Katz is just, like, straight up just, like, join Antifa, coward. Say Black Lives Matter, coward. Like, Katz is out here.
Katz looks Amuro directly in the eye and says, do you remember when you were young and you wanted to set the world on fire? So, yeah, they're, like, the same age Amuro was, right?
Yeah.
The babies, more or less? Okay, they're, like, 15, 16.
They might be like 14. They might be like a little bit younger than Amuro, but they're of an age.
They're the age that a mech pilot is.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the requisite age to become war.
Yeah. Let's does call Hayato dad. Love to hear it.
Yeah. They all love their adoptive parents. That is a thing that they like regularly go to over the next couple of episodes. It's just like, you know, Hayato and Frau like don't even bother like making the distinction that they're adopted. Like they're their kids.
It's good. That's like that's like I appreciate it. You know, it's just nice. I like to see it.
So Amuro is like, oh, I think, because Let's is like, oh, you don't want to join Antifa because, like, you don't want to give up this, like, sweet life you have here. And Amuro's just like, this isn't a life. Sitting there in the middle of his huge mansion and his rose garden and his many staffs and swimming pool and fucking all this shit.
Yeah, he like, turns off his, like, fucking 82-inch television and, like, puts the cover back on his pool. He's like, this sucks shit here.
Yeah.
I want to kill. I want to do war.
Yeah.
I don't want to live like this.
I do, this is a thing that always, like, really makes me conflicted about Amuro in Zeta is, he does say, I fought more than my fair share in the war, which is true. Like, Amuro never chose to, like, fight in the 1 year war. He was forced into it. He was traumatized. He saw, like, a lot of bad shit. And I feel like this kind of media doesn't give enough space for people to say, yeah, I'm gonna retire. Like, I'm done with this. But at the same time, you know, what we learn about Frau and what we learned about Hayato and, like, what they've been doing, like, you know, it is damning of the fact that, yeah, Amuro's living in a fucking mansion not doing anything when he could have applied to, like, you know, be the director of like, the Kennedy Air and Space Museum or something like Hayato did.
Yeah. Like, the thing is, like, I genuinely, like, I do feel for him because he is just like so monitored. And he says there's like a line. He's like, the Federation won't let me go anywhere because like I'm a dangerous new type. So like you do get a sense, and like I said this, he is fucking Majima in Yakuza 0, where he's just like trapped in a fucking gilded cage. And I'm like,
yes, thank you.
But I think
I like that. It's spicy and tasty.
Yeah, but like I think the thing that is like different between like Amuro and Majima is like Majima's still doing the work that he loves. Like he's running the Cabaret Grand even if he's locked inside of it. Whereas like Amuro, like there's no reason Amuro couldn't be just making haros constantly, and he's not even doing that. He goes for a swim in his pool. His fucking maid makes him roast beef, and then he goes up in his plane for a little while, and then he comes back. Like it doesn't even look like he's like doing any hobbies. He's literally just being a fucking sad sack and just being like, oh, my life is so bad, I can't do anything. When it's like, you could, take a harmonica or like wood carving or something.
Get some like perspective.
Yeah, play League of Legends. That way you might you might
toxic.
meet Char, who's also playing League of Legends.
That's what he's been doing the last 8 years.
Yeah, he's in Sailor's basement playing League of Legends.
Every time Char loses a lane and is waiting to respawn, he just starts doing push-ups.
Quattro, his ex Quattro taught him proper push-up form.
Amuro, however, has never done a push-up in his entire life. Yeah, like, Katz kind of goes off on him. He's like, Amuro, you are a hero. Like, at least tell me you've got, like, a secret mobile suit around here, which he clearly fucking does. I mean, look at the man, he's pathetic.
He also tells Amuro he needs to stop watching CNN and get on Twitter to get the real news, which is very funny to me.
Yeah, the Frobo has like a conversation about like how there's a thing where she's like, yeah, I'm gonna go to Japan. Amuro is like, oh cool, like I'll buy you the tickets with all my fucking money I have. The flight's tomorrow. You can just buy plane tickets a day in advance, which I always forget that you can technically do in real life as well.
I think the kind of like thing I took away from it is less that it's like they need the money for the tickets and more that they need because they talk about passports later, and I think like the big thing is because countries apparently still exist. That's how the Federation is controlling where people like move and like get around the globe. So I think like Amuro has to call in a favor to get them to make sure that they'll be able to get to Japan without their passports being checked.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense, because he's like, oh, you're traveling with your status? And I wasn't sure if he was talking about her being like gregarious or being like a ex-white base member or what.
I think it's a little. I think it's a little of both. I think it's a little Frau Gregnant and also Frau Antifa is the problem.
What if, damn, she Gregnant and she Antifa?
The Antifa super soldiers are being birthed as we speak.
Listen, somebody's gonna start the mom wall, and it's Frau and Mirai. They're gonna form the mom wall that's gonna protect Antifa.
I'm saluting.
I am saluting.
The next scene is up in Ayug's plane thingy.
Yes. Yeah, the Garuda.
They're landing at the Kennedy Space Center Airport in Florida.
The one from JoJo, right?
Yes, the one from JoJo's.
Okay.
We get this really fucking funny line from Quattro. They're landing, they're talking about it being like a Karaba base, and he's like, I don't like that name. It sounds like it's some sort of secret society. And everyone has a nice, sensible chuckle about it.
Quattro hates Italian food. Confirmed.
Yeah. I don't know exactly. I know that there's something to that. I think it's the fact that Karaba sounds like oh god, I think
a restaurant?
I think it's similar to the word for like religious cult in Japanese, if I remember correctly, which is also very, very, very closely associated with the word for left-wing terrorist group. So yeah,
okay.
I guess it's a joke that works even when it's not totally accurately translated. Then,
well, it's in the West we simply know that Quattro hates Italian food, which is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's allergic to tomatoes.
Hey, guess who's here?
Damn, boy. Damn, boy, he's thick. That's a thick ass boy. Damn.
He's
Please
large.
tell me that's showing up on your recording, isn't it? Please tell me.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
good. Because that would have been heartbroken if I was editing this and found just like silence while I'm losing it.
I mean, I can just.
That's a thick ass! That's a thick ass! That's a thick ass! Damn, boy!
He's
The
so
fucking
thick.
the widest man alive.
With the tightest red pants.
Yeah. Just like even the first shot of him with that jawline is just like, you could fucking.
Damn.
Oh, man.
He looks like the boy mayor of Second Life.
Yeah.
He has the same proportions.
Hayato could lift a gun tank.
He could be
He
a gun
probably
tank.
does. He's got a source of them at the fucking JoJo Space Museum.
Yeah, they got like a hollowed out version, I guess. It's like the Air and Space Museum over here that's got a bunch of planes.
Yeah.
They have sidebar, the Air and Space Museum by Dulles Airport in Northern Virginia has like the Space Shuttle Discovery.
Yeah.
Like the one that went into space.
Oh, the one we see in this episode.
I literally every time I see it, it fucks me up. It's like that thing went into fucking space. Like I spend like a good 10 minutes just like trying to like keep my brain from rattling out of my ears whenever I see it. It's cool. And then
I'm just thinking about Hayato.
Yeah, Hayato's here. He like wants to meet up with Kai. And like we see a little shot of Kai and Rekoa landing there, and Kai's like, I have doo-doo ass, and he runs into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Kai got a pee-pee.
Kai got pee-pee.
Yeah.
He drank like 3 whole ginger ales on the plane ride.
Yeah. When you gotta go, you gotta go. I mean, what can I say? I'm sure he has no other kind of ulterior, like, espionage kind of motives for going PPP.
Yeah. Why would he?
Nothing else will happen interesting in a toilets in these episodes.
Oh, hello, pee-pee.
Okay. All right. We have fun here, folks.
Yeah. We do see a really sick gun cannon in this museum, too.
I like that.
It's
like, look at this cool weapon of war. Appreciate it.
Especially since, like, we don't, as far as I remember, there isn't a gun cannon, like, derived mobile suit in Zeta. So, like, this is pretty much, this is until, like, I guess 0083, this is the best looking gun cannon we're gonna get.
We see, a sort of GM, like a desert tan GM inside Jaburo that has treads. I don't know if it's gun cannon derived,
that was a good looking
but
boy.
like we do see something like a centaur robot, half man, half tank.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hayato's in. He goes like the sort of control tower at the top of the museum, and he's like all sad because Kai's not here or whatever.
Kai's fucking gone. He's still just sitting in the toilet. Probably. But then someone passes him a mysterious note that a tall man gives him.
Yeah. They also bring up the Oakland New Type Lab.
Yeah.
Who knows what that is? Go Raiders, though.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, go Raiders. They make great sunglasses there, folks. The Oakley's New Type Lab. Sarah. Sarah.
Okay, I'm going to pins. We got it. This letter.
What in the goddamn hell does this letter say? I'm going to put background music to this, by the way.
Okay.
Thank you. No, I don't have any music keyed.
Pretend One Winged Angel playing in the background.
Thank you. Okay, I'm psyched up now. To Hayato Kobayashi. Quote, "It was nice to see you again. Do you know how many years have passed since I saw you last? How's your wife, Frau Ba, and kids? They should be happy with you. I wish I were gay." I think it says I wish I were you, but it looks like it says I wish I were gay.
No, what you're saying is canon, so you speak it into existence.
Okay. The next line then says, "Captain Quattro, he is a char."
I don't know why he would lie like that.
He should be becoming the leader, but is satisfied with being mere soldier. I really don't like his attitude of escaping from reality. So, I don't want to be with him. Full stop. I am going to gather the information, T. Period. And that's what the letter says.
Seeing this letter knocked me so hard away from my computer, it made a Mac-shaped hole in the wall behind me.
This is, oh man. This is such a great letter. This is such an insane letter.
Kai did like 5 lines of coke and wrote this letter with his mind.
That's why he has to go to the bathroom so bad.
Yeah.
I was gonna do I was going to make a joke about, like, the handwriting being bad, but then I looked at my own handwriting.
Oh, yeah, my handwriting is, like, not discernible to any human eye.
I had to rewatch the Zeta episodes of Gundam, because I watched them on Monday, and then I came back to my notes, and I said, I don't know what the fuck these say. I can't read my notes. I need to watch the episodes again. So, Kai, way better handwriting than me. And also, the people who animated this, fucking geniuses.
It's just
yeah, and like I know that this letter gets a lot of flack for being bad English, but like as far as like other things that I've seen even contemporarily, this is pretty good English. Like you understand everything they're saying.
Yeah, I clearly, Kai wishes he was gay. He doesn't want to be with him anymore. And that Quattro is a Char.
Yeah.
Language is made up as long as you say words that people understand. It doesn't matter what words you use to say them.
Yeah. I do think it's very rude of Kai to say Captain Quattro, he is a Char. He's clearly Captain Quattro Bajina.
Yeah.
It's just like, look, he did one too many lines. He just got a little nutty with it, and he just started he's like, whoa, they both wear red. That's kind of weird anyway.
Yeah, they both wear red. They're both blonde. I can't see their faces. They're both very charismatic. They both pilot red mobile suits. Except we clearly know Quattro pilots a golden mobile suit now, so it's
yeah,
baseless.
Char would never do that.
The Venn diagram of Quattro Bajina and Char Aznable is almost a circle.
2 circles.
It's almost a circle. They have a lot of similarities, but on one side it says Char Aznable on the little sliver of the circle. On the other side it says Quattro Bajina on the other side of the circle. So it's 2 different people. Yeah. We know this.
Yeah. And also, actually, genuine question. Did Kai ever meet Char?
I don't fucking think so.
So, you see, he wouldn't know. He's just heard about Char from Sela and Amuro, and,
we don't know. We know that Kai is an investigative journalist, and he's met the Pope, apparently, so I think he could probably have met Char.
Kai gave the Pope a copy. Kai gave the Pope a copy of Undertale.
Yeah.
Kai gives Char his copy of League of Legends.
Yeah.
And speaking of Quattro Bajina,
yeah, we smash cut to Quattro Bajina drinking a Coca-Cola.
A nice Coca-Cola in sunny Florida. He gets a telegram from the Argama, and they're like, "Hey, we need you in space. Love you, bye." And it's just like, oh, fuck, you gotta go in like 40 minutes. Ah, beans.
Yeah.
It's like, this stresses me out so fucking much when someone's like, can you do something with me? It's like, yeah. It's like, okay, we're gonna leave in half an hour. It's like, well, I would rather get hit by a car than like make plans with less than an hour to go, but go off, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they don't really have a choice because the Argama's being attacked, so like they kind of have a very small window.
Well, I feel attacked when people try to make me make plans so fast. So it's
listen, it's space year 0080 whatever, and the public transport has gotten a lot better. It's much more punctual than it is in 2020. And when they say you got to be there to go to space on the special bus, you got to be there. You just got to play by the rules here.
Yeah, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
Yeah.
But they got a sortie. Polly and Roberto got to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got to put they only have 1 shuttle pilot, but they've got 2 shuttles. So Appley's got to sub in. Appley drive space shuttle.
It's cool. And then the thickest man alive, this chode of a man, Hayato Kobayashi.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Walks up to Quattro and he's like, hey, check this fucking letter out, dude.
I love Hayato. Hayato is beyond.
He just does it.
Hayato's beyond the drama. He's like, this is a weird letter. Well, I guess I'm going to go give it to him,
He's like, hey, someone's written a call-out post for you, and I just wanted to let you know, if you wanted to answer to these allegations, these claims, if you had anything to say for yourself.
Quattro,
Mr.
someone
Quattro
added
Bajina.
you. Quattro, someone's in your mentions. And while this is happening, we get a cut over. The Federation is starting to launch an attack on the Kendi Space Center. At the same time, they're like skimming across the ocean or flying there, whatever the fuck, who cares?
The fucking inner tube is here.
I love the tangerine.
Yummy orange.
I hate this fucking inner tube so much.
Why?
It is I don't know why, but it is literally my least favorite mobile suit of all time. I hate it. I think
Colin!
it's dumb and ugly.
Do you think it's an annoying orange?
And I think it like has an awkward transformation sequence, which I guess I shouldn't blow that too early, but yeah, I hate it. I really don't like it.
Okay, the transformation sequence is my favorite piece of animation like I've ever seen in my entire goddamn life. It's just so satisfying. It's just everything rotates in a particular direction. It doesn't seem to make sense, but suddenly it's gone from tangerine to Lil Robot, and I love it.
To mangerine.
It's a big dumb donut, and then it turns into a donut man, and I don't like it.
Mangerine.
And while this is happening, Quattro and Hayato are talking about the letter. Quattro says some fucking wild shit here. Let's say for a moment that I am Char. Just hypothetical.
It's like, I can't just... Listen, literally, the first time I looked at this, I was like, what's in this note? I wonder what's in this note. Even though it's like narratively obvious that it's the exact same letter that we just read, I was like, there's no way Hayato would just kind of like hand the note over to Quattro, the note that was like a call-out post for him being Char and being a coward.
He totally did.
Hayato's brain is replaced with Alfredo sauce. He can't think anymore. He just does.
I just think Hayato has the biggest brain in this entire show.
Yeah.
He needed to become thick to get more blood vessels to support it.
Yeah. Just brain in the ass.
Yeah. Camille rocks up on this scene too, and just like has just some delightful sort of insight to add.
Yeah.
So I could talk about this scene for literally 3 hours, which is why we're going to have to take a break in the middle of this Wow Cool Robot episode. Because just like him and Hayato have like this confrontation where Hayato is like, oh, this letter says you're Char. Like, are you Char? And he's like, I am simply Quattro Pagina. And Hayato's like, okay, and then like tells him his own life story.
Yeah.
As if he were Char.
Yeah.
Like, he just kind of sums up all of seemingly quote unquote Quattro's motivations in one sentence.
Yeah.
And Quattro's like, yeah, fair.
It's the O.J. Simpson thing. I'm not Char.
Yeah.
But if I was...
it's
just,
and Hayato's like flat out like, yeah, if Char did that, if Char just became like, became a different person and refused to like use his magnanimity and fame to like help the world, he'd be a pretty big coward. And then Quattro's just like, yeah, if Char is that kind of person, Kai's probably right. He's a big fucking coward. And then Camille comes out and just shouts, "You're a fucking coward."
Knuckle sandwich bitch, and just fucking sucker punches him.
Camille like terrace house makes Quattro an omelet and writes "Are you Char?" (?) on it and hands it to him.
It's at this point that I realized I have no idea why Camille does anything.
Camille's still mad, just like at life in general. I think he needs an outlet. The boy ain't right.
The boy ain't right, but I don't think it's because of like war trauma. I think he's just like that. Here's an actual like read on it. If I may put my thank you for barking as soon as I start talking, Disco and Juno. Very cool of you. I'm podcasting from upstairs right now because since I'm home alone, like the dogs are just following me. So no matter where I go, they're going to be with me. But my read on it is like, Camille has basically had to give up his whole life for this. Like, he joined AU, like, sort of, by the seat of his pants, but, like, sort of realizing all of the, like, what he got himself into. He sort of has no choice but to suck it up. And to hear Quattro, like, talking about, like, yeah, like, maybe I'm a coward, who fucking cares? I feel like he's, like, that is so antithetical to what he's had to, like, force himself through that he's just, like, so fucking mad about it.
Yeah. Which is why we get the very, very good shot of just like Camille, like new type call out posting Char and then just punch him in the fucking face.
And Quattro, Quattro's like cries when he does this a little bit too. It's like, damn.
Like his sunglasses come off, which I mean, I've got some fucking things to say about that. And like he cries anime tears, like sparkling, beautiful anime tears.
Camille may have punched him in the face, but he also punched him in the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I do want to talk about the sunglasses for just a second, because I was listening to steal some intellectual valor from another podcast, this time from a podcast called Dressed. Dressed: The History of Fashion, great podcast. They did an episode a few weeks ago about the history of sunglasses. And like, fucking most interesting shit. Oh my god. If you want to know anything about Quattro Bajeena, go listen to this Dressed episode about the history of sunglasses, because
you'll learn more about Quattro by listening to the history of sleeves and sunglasses than you will from watching all of Zeta.
Literally. They also did an episode. The episode after the sunglasses episode was about jumpsuits and flight suits and like how they represent like the idealized future and like the human body as like dissociated from gender. Oh my god. It's really good, but they talked about sunglasses as being like a portable private space, which is just like...
Damn!
Yeah. And like whenever sunglasses first got introduced, like they were really, really popular because you could just like go about and like people can't see your face and you can like have privacy in like an urbanized, and it's just so fucking interested. So basically what I'm saying is that Quattro's ass is fucking out in this moment. Like, fully out. More out than it's ever been.
Camille emotionally pantsed Quattro in front of the entire AUG staff.
Yeah.
Literally.
I mean, it's like, oh man, because like, you know, the sunglasses are very large and they're definitely supposed to like, you know, be a visual reference to Quattro's very good friend Char Aznabel's masks that he wears. Right. So to have Camille punch Quattro so hard that both like his metaphorical mask and his physical mask are flung from him, and he's just left on display for who he is as a person, and just kind of everybody knows it, is just, it's so good. This is the height of drama.
This
Chef's
is
kiss.
A peak emotional performance.
Peak emotional performance. And I've also written, he says a fucking buck wild line here, but before we talk about the buck wild line, he says, I just think that, you know, this is how we can be absolutely certain, point blank certain, that Quattro Bajeena is not Char Aznable, because Char would never have taken this lying down.
Yeah. No, absolutely not. Char would get fucking red mad nude.
Yeah.
And as no one can go through emotional growth. Yeah. We know this.
I'm sure that if you you know, you can go through emotional growth, but, you know, for Quattro to be Char, he would have had to go through so much emotional growth that he had to become a different person, which, that would be wild. That would be crazy.
That would be wild. No one's ever done it.
Yeah. No one would write this.
Certainly isn't what literally Hayato and Quattro were just talking about exactly just now.
No. And after this, like, incredibly, like, the meatiest, most like densely packed scene, we just get like a fight.
I do want to put a pin in this real quick for us to come back to, but I think the happenstance of us doing 3 episodes at a time, I really want to relate this bit with Quattro and like the highly emotional framing to a thing that we're gonna get in episode 15. So let's I will bring that up again. But just keep this in your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before the cool robot fight starts, Quattro says, "Don't you understand that only humans have a heart that can feel shame?"
It's so good.
Damn, it's good.
Yeah.
Like, is he saying that he doesn't feel any shame and is therefore not human? Or is, what does he say in the sub?
The way that I'm taking it,
I didn't write the line down.
Yeah, because like, you know, the line that Camille says before he punches him is clench your teeth. I'll correct you like adults. I'll correct adults like you.
Oh my god!
No, it's so good.
What?
It's basically like, you know, the culmination of all the abuse that Camille has been put through, and saying like,
he's ready to dish some.
This is him as a child saying, "I'm going to correct you to be what an adult should be." And I think the like in that context, that understand that humans have the heart to feel shame, is that, you know, Quattro is trying to say that I understand what my failings are. Like, I don't want you to think that I think I'm hot. Like, Quattro knows that he's fucked up. Quattro knows that he's not, that even though he is hot shit, that he isn't truly perfect hot shit. Like, he knows how he has failed, and that is why he is the person that he is. I think that's why he takes it and lets Camille does this, is because he wants Camille to know that he is working from a position where he understands how he has failed, and he is trying to be a better person because of that. And he's going to let Camille fucking punch him and rail on him because that's part of the punishment that he has to take for it. As the kind of come see, come saw, Camille has to take punishment so that he can become a stronger person, and Quattro has to take punishment so that he can live up to the failures that he's had.
Damn. This is a good show.
Yeah. That said, I don't think that they really should be taking punishment. I think they should get a therapist.
Seriously.
I don't think therapy exists in this universe.
If you don't go to therapy for long enough, you become a new type.
Yeah. Well, it's actually a sad fact, because 50% of all humanity died in the 1 year war. It actually turns out that all of the therapists were in that 50%.
Yeah.
Oh, what a fucking scene, eh?
It's just like one perfect shot, but it's several perfect shots.
Several perfect shots, and I watched them at least 5 times.
You gotta absorb the information.
Is it time to finish out this episode with a fight scene?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an important scene, but very little actually happens. Like, the feds show up.
Yeah.
But like, I just like that in my notes. Like, I feel like these aren't Titans specifically. These are just like, this is the Federation. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Titans are
these
only
are just
in
fetties.
grips.
Yeah, this is just Earthsphere's fetties, because this is Buran Blutarch is the major commander here, and he's the one flying around in the inner tube.
He's the one that
shitty
looks
Jared.
like if Jared was like 10 years older.
Oh yeah. I have this written down. Buran is Jared's second Pokemon evolution. And I can't wait for y'all to meet the third stage evolution, because he's also
Oh god,
there's more.
Yes,
Jared Mega Evolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, they show up. They fucking boom boom pow. Roberto's doing good fighting. But then he dies.
Yeah,
Oops.
he dies. We press F for Roberto. We press F for the shuttle that's supposed to take all the mobile suits into space.
This also coincidentally was the episode in which I learned Roberto's name.
Yeah, you can't learn anyone else, Sarah.
Yeah, the cool guy who's driving the space shuttle.
Apolly.
I don't know his name. I'll never know his name.
His name is Apolly, and he cries because his boyfriend dies.
Yeah. And then he has to, he knows that means that he has to leave Quattro and Camille behind to get Rekoa and everybody up to space.
Mm-hmm.
He does a very good job. I'm very proud of him.
Yeah.
I'm proud of him. And then Quattro's like, hey, piggyback ride time.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought when they did this that they were going to go into space themselves using this.
Too.
And I was very confused.
Me
I was like,
too,
what is
Sarah.
this? So
This ain't
the
gonna
mobile
work.
suits could go back into space? No, they can't.
Nope. They were just trying to stop Baran and his Ashimar from doing the thing.
Yeah.
And they do it.
Yeah.
They do a good job.
And then they escape on the big boy plane, and once again the mobile suits hold hands.
They do.
Yeah.
It's important to hold hands.
Yeah.
And the last thing is they say oh, now Karaba and the Federation are publicly fighting now, and this is a big thing now because people know about it, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. Next up. Episode 14, Amuro Flies Again. Which is a weird title because we saw him fly in the previous episode, but that's fine. Go off.
Well, that's why he's doing it again.
Yeah.
Again, okay, yeah.
We've seen Amuro fly so many times, but he's doing it again. He just loves to do it.
It's the only thing he knows how to do.
Yeah.
You know he gotta do it to him.
You do it to him. Yeah. The Titan, my first note here, the Titans talk about Zeon mobilizing.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Wonder if anything will come of this event.
Yeah.
Also, Zeon is having a bit of a Scotland one here.
Yeah, it is considered a local autonomous body by the Earth Federation government. So it's, it's like Hong Kong or whatever.
Yeah, Zeon's just kind of there doing its own thing. It probably won't have any ramifications on later parts of this season.
Yeah.
Impossible to say.
Certainly.
And also,
yeah.
because they're up in space, and the Earth Federation government just kind of doesn't really give a shit on what happens in space / the Highlands, so they've just been doing whatever.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine.
What if a robot had half blue face paint on?
That'd be pretty. Like a goof? Like if you took a Zaku and you put goof paint on it?
Yeah. Oh. And what if what if Mel Gibson piloted it?
And it had a big sword.
But next up, we see one of my favorite new characters, Rosamia Squad.
Yeah.
I mean, her name is Rosamia, and it's her squad, rather. They're
Rosamina
taking off in a
Bottom.
cool lake. They're badam! They're gonna take down the Adhumla, which is the fucking ship that Ayug is hanging out in.
So Ayug has the big sort of peach one, and then the other people have a big green one.
Yes.
Yeah, they're both Garudas. I think Adhumla is the name of this specific Garuda.
The big peach one is Adhumla.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they're like, we're going to take him down. We're going to join up with Baran, who, as we mentioned, is Jared's first evolution.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to Ayug. Camille's still mad about Roberto because, I get it. Me too. I'm sad about it.
Quattro says the only thing we can do for Lieutenant Roberto is return to space. Forget your sentiments in war. Which is a pretty hard line, but you gotta live to remember the people who've died, I guess.
You have to let gravity pull your feelings and sadness back down to Earth while you escape into space. It's symbolic.
Yeah. And Quattro's also just sitting moving on and doing things and being very efficient, being like, oh, tactics, fighting, do thing, yeah.
Brain.
We talk about I think we cut back to Rosamia and they talk about the new type lab and stuff.
Yes, she's from the Augusta new type lab. So we know
which
they
is
have
different to the Oakland new type lab.
Yeah. Also, I think the most important thing about this, and this is really, I think this is key to the rest of the show, and I really think we need to keep it in mind. Augusta is in Georgia, so Rosamia should have a thick Southern accent.
Well, I'll be darned.
Do you think that the new type labs, there's loads and they have kind of a league where they play sports? Rosamina Bottom batting for the Georgia Georgia Melons sort of thing.
I can't follow you down a baseball path. I can't follow where you're leading me right now.
Let me tell you, I would love for there to be a Baltimore new type lab and for a cool lady pilot to come out of the mud with 2 crab claws.
Well, look, if there were to be a team of new types, it would be the New York new types.
Okay. New York new types hardball shell fall.
Wow.
Let's go to the airport.
Let's go to the airport.
Yeah. Amuro's like, but I spent all this money to get you plane tickets.
Okay. He's there to see them off.
Yeah.
The wildest thing about this scene is that, Amuro can just, go through into the wait lounge, into the airport.
Yeah, okay.
Remember the fucking 80s?
Nobody has to take their
here's the thing.
shoes off.
Gundam is in a pre-9/11 world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
9/11 happening is what strayed us from this path.
Frau has a full 16-ounce bottle of shampoo in her bag, and no one's going to say anything about it.
Yeah.
She needs it. Yeah. Have you seen her hair? It looks great. She needs that shit.
Yeah, she needs those prenatal vitamins. She really needs them.
Yeah. Yeah. She needs that Aussie miracle.
Exactly. Maybe she's born with it. That's the craziest thing that happens in the scene. They're talking. Amuro's going to see them off. And fucking finally Kat's gets something to stick with Amuro. And he metaphorically lights a fire under Amuro's ass. Amuro's okay, all right, I have a plan. This is such a fucking stupid show.
You're forgetting about the fucking hardest line of all fucking time that Frau says, which is, God, what did I write it down? Remember that you're not going to gain anything by trying to become a child again.
Yeah, in the dub, the way she says it, and I've written this down, is you can't just give up like you're a child, Amuro.
Yeah.
And I'm we're kind of back to square one with this one, eh?
Yeah, which, I think really speaks to the way that he's been existing in that mansion, is, he's not trying to cultivate any new skills. He's not diving into, learning anything. He's literally just, he has a set schedule. He listens to what his fucking butler tells him to do. Oh, it's time to go fly the plane. Oh, it's time to go swimming. He's living a completely scheduled childlike life without pursuing anything.
Yeah.
It's oof.
Yeah, he sort of looks at his life, looks at his choices, looks at a freighter that's refueling on the airfield there.
Gets a Jimmy Neutron brain blast.
Yeah. Gets a Jimmy Neutron brain blast. Yeah, that.
Yeah, you got it.
And then he buys like 18 canned drinks.
Hey, can I borrow your kid?
Hey, can I just say, whenever he dropped them, the way they're animated and like the noise they make definitely sounds like they're empty. So
yeah, he like he chugged it all, and that's why he had to sneak out through the bathroom because he had to empty that real quick.
Yeah, they didn't show us the scene between going into the bathroom and
the
like
3-minute
chopping
Amuro
down the
piss
door.
scene.
You just cut to the action. We don't need to see it.
Yeah.
New types can metabolize soda so fucking fast you have no idea.
Yeah, they just suck all the caffeine directly into their brain.
Yummy. So what if Grand Theft Arrow?
Yeah. There is we do get confirmation that yes, Amuro is actually being watched because there's a man that looks like old Jared who like checks his watch when they go in the bathroom.
Is this the third evolution?
No.
Okay, just checking. This
is like mega evolution of Jared.
This is like the alternate evolution that you like have to use like an item from Gen 2 to get. Where no one really cares about it as much. It's just sort of there to like fill in numbers.
Like you give Jared a newspaper and a desk job and he turns into this guy.
Yeah. Doesn't even have an official name. To basically he and Katz are like fucking running along the runway. And the whole time this dude is like checking his watch. He's like, Amuro's been shitting out his doo-doo ass for quite a while in there. I wonder what's going on.
I saw him drink all those sodas, but it's been 4 hours now. It can't be that. Imagine you're the pilot of that freighter and fucking Amuro Ray and a child come up and steal your plane from you. Just like the clout you have from going home that evening to
I
your
would
like...
let him.
Yeah. Be like, oh, my beautiful husband or wife, my plane got stolen by Amuro Ray today. Like, you have a story for life. That rules.
You will never have to pay for drinks at like a pilot bar ever again because you can just come in, put your arm on the table and says, have I ever told you about the time that Amuro Ray stormed the cabin of my freighter, pulled a pistol out and whipped me with it?
This is the Sully Sullenberger of the Universal Century.
Yeah, this man carries a gun still. You hate to see it.
Maybe it's empty. Maybe like they loaded it with like blanks, just so Amuro thinks, but it's not.
Yeah. They give it to him. They're like, he'll never fire this. He hates it. Actually,
I don't know. This is kind of a thing that makes me think maybe Amuro isn't as baby as we thought because like. You know, he keeps talking about like, oh, I have no opportunity to escape. There's no way I could get away. Da 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 da. But the man does carry a pistol with him at all times, just like tucked in the back.
He has that MF thing on him. Is the thing. It's fine.
He needs to take the plane off, but the plane that Frau Bo and the other 2 orphans are in is like parked in the middle of the runway, so he can't use the regular runway. And for the first time in his life, Amuro Ray does something extremely cool.
This is the coolest thing he's ever done since, like, getting in the robot in the very fucking first episode of the show. And is stealing a much, much less expensive, much less cool piece of hardware, but it's even cooler this time.
Yeah.
Just... Katz is like, Amuro, this isn't a runway. And Amuro's like, it's long enough for me. And fucking... He just does it.
Amuro's like, you wanted me to be fucking cool? Check this out, motherfucker. He open palm slams the Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 disc into the plane dashboard.
Yeah. He hits the...
That's how you know it's the future, because it loads immediately and doesn't take 3 days to install.
So fun fact. I don't know if either of y'all listen to famous comedy trivia podcast No Such Thing as a Fish. But the most recent one talked about how because Boeing 747s are so old, they actually have to load all of their flight data via floppy disks.
Damn.
What?
And
oh my god.
And because the maps are so big and detailed now, that means that when they boot the 747 up, like the pilots sometimes have to put 8 or 9 or 10 floppy disks into
so
into
fucking
the plane.
Funny. I love that.
In a specific order so that it has the flight data on it.
That's so funny. Technology is so fucking stupid.
That's all for now. From the Colin Fact Zone. The Colin Fact Zone.
Sorry, I had that ported
Holy
over from
shit.
Nord. Just thought I'd throw it in there. Because that blew my mind. Fuck. Planes, huh?
After he takes off, Frau's plane is like, okay, we're good to go now. Let's go. Like, no one like really just like investigates it. It's like, well, we have a flight schedule.
Well, yeah, because like the
doing.
minute that Frau's plane takes off is when like, you know, fucking doo-doo head old Jared realizes what's happening and like storms the flight tower to tell them to cancel all flights or whatever.
Christmas is canceled. And we after this just like buck wild scene, we see our good friend Rosamia.
Yeah, they fly over some cowboys with some sheepies.
Yeah. I don't know where the fuck they are. I mean, I guess America somewhere, but it just kind of looks like they're in the Alps.
If they're in like ranch land, I mean, it's Oklahoma's like too flat still.
So like this is the really confusing thing for me. So they were at Kennedy Space Center in Florida. And you know, Rosamia is like kind of currently operating out of the Augusta New Type Lab in Georgia, right? And they also repeatedly talk later about Hickory, about how Kai went to Hickory and they get intel from Hickory. And as far as I'm aware, the only Hickory they could be talking about is Hickory, North Carolina, which is just north of Charlotte and has like the Catawba Air Science Institutes there. There's another aerospace museum in Hickory. So it makes sense if somehow the Carrabba like institute is mostly operating out of old Air Force museum bases or whatever. That they're in the general American Southeast, but also like by the end of these episodes, we're in San Francisco. So like, I don't know where the fuck we are. Maybe we're like over like Missouri or something right now, or the general Southern Midwest. Who the fuck knows?
Yeah. The mountainous farmland of the American Gulf Coast.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all America. It's basically the same place, you know?
It's a homogenous country. We know this.
Like there's some mountains in like northern Texas or something, right? Like we could be there, kind of, maybe.
Yeah, that's like the most I can like stretch my brain to figure it out.
I mean, I think that the San Francisco thing, it helps because there is like a sleeping scene, so we know that this was like an overnight flight, and like I can cross the Atlantic overnight.
Yeah.
So, you know, who knows? It sort of seems legit.
But yeah, Rosamia is here.
Yeah. Rosamia is here, and she's in the Gaplant, and I love the Gaplant.
Yeah, I like the Gaplant.
I love it.
The Gaplant is cool.
This thing is cool.
Kinda,
it does it to us.
It reminds me of, because it's a mobile suit, but like its arms are also kind of like big wings, and they do big triangles, so it kind of reminds me of like a Quetzalcoatlus dinosaur.
It looks very similar to Starscream Transformers.
Yeah, and I love the way the like wing arms are gimbaled too, so they can kind of move around in weird ways and like, you know, do like weird redirects for the thrusters or shoot at weird angles. Like
sometimes they just kind of like point up and shoot out at the bottom, and like she just go up. It's cool.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Rosamina go up.
Rosamina go up, and she's like. They're like, she mobilizes her unit. They're on hoverboards, which is pretty cool. Yeah. I like to see it.
I guess they're the official name for them are sleds, but I'm gonna keep calling them boogie boards for the rest of my life.
It's boogie boards to me.
It's boogie boards to me. Did I ever tell y'all? I mean, I know I didn't. One time I was at the Outer Banks with my friend. We found like this like big sealed like packing box outside of the Ben Franklin down there, which is like a supermarket sort of superstore like little thing. And it was just full of boogie boards. We had like 6 boogie boards that week that we got for free because someone like must have dropped them out of a truck when they were selling them to Ben Franklin.
Oh, I swear it fell off the back of a truck.
Well, no one's gonna arrest me for fucking lost goods of a boogie board.
Boogie board
like 5
thief
cents to make.
Find after 3 years exposed on Gundam podcast.
Grand Theft Boogie.
Grand Theft Boogie.
We're cutting back and forth from this scene, like to the Groot and all that. Camille wonders about Quattro if he's good.
Yeah, he's just like because like Quattro launches and goes outside, but he's like, "Not you, Camille. Everyone else stay inside. I will go out and fight because I'm really cool." And Camille's like, "Damn, that guy just really seems like he just really, really likes doing battles, huh?"
Huh. I'm thinking about it.
He's
the Aldumla is kind of getting murked and shot at and kind of fucked up by Rosamina, but we've just got like Hayato, the thickest, calmest boy, just being like, guys, it's going to be fine. We're not going to get shot down while they're getting shot down. I love
Let go
Hayato.
and let God, everyone.
And, Camille's like, well, every time this has ever happened before, I've defied orders and taken the Gundam out to protect the ship. And then everyone was like, yes, that was a good idea. You should do that. You're a good boy, Camille. So Camille decides to do that and jumps off in the Gundam and, like, fucking grabs onto the plant.
Yeah. It's And this is when, like, we see it transforms, like, for the first time. She, like, does it to, like, knock him off, and he's like, oh god, oh fuck.
Yeah. Rosamina says, fuck around and find out, and then the plant transforms.
So, I don't know what the word that Camille says in the sub is, but in the dub, when, like, it's Rosamina's trick, Camille just goes, tricked!
Yeah. It's new.
I've been coaxed into a snafu.
It's new type's trick.
New type's trick.
And again, it does when she transforms it back into mobile armor mode, it does do the Lucky Luciano hands. I do love to see it very much. But then like every battle where Camille flies off the handle, Quattro has to run in and save the day and be the adult in the room.
Yeah. Quattro definitely gets pretty pissed in this battle too.
Yeah.
He's still mad that people saw his beautiful baby blues.
Yeah.
People saw his forehead scar shaded by his giant sunglasses.
And Camille gets back. Fucking Hayato comes up and to be like, you should that is not a thing you should have done, child. Yeah. And Camille's just like, oh, what? Are you gonna correct me, Hayato?
Yeah. And then he just comes back immediately with, I don't think simply hitting you would improve your personality.
You know
so
what kind of show you're watching whenever you're like, oh, this adult didn't hit a child. Yeah!
Yeah, like... every single person in Gundam needs therapy. Ugh.
Maybe Hayato could get away without therapy, but I can't think of anyone else.
Yeah. Well, if you eat enough pasta, it's a replacement for therapy.
Yeah.
That's his secret.
Well,
That's his secret. Hayato's secret.
You become wide, and you no longer need therapy.
As we all know, Italian food is made with love, and Carrabba's eats so much Italian food that everyone there is good. They don't need therapy.
Fuck.
They're thick with love.
And Quattro doesn't like Italian food.
Dun, dun, dun!
Do you think maybe Quattro thinks that he doesn't deserve Italian food?
Whoa.
Oh no.
I'm not good enough for this linguine Alfredo.
Oh, I've only got to eat protein. Quattro,
please.
Quattro.
And then he also mentions in this like little getting chewed out scene, he was pulled by the mobile suit. And Quattro's like, yeah, it checks out. It's fucking new type shit. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah, Camilla's like, but Mr. Kobayashi, her vibes were so shit. I had to go.
Her vibes were rancid.
Yeah.
Her vibes.
And after this, we cut to Baran and Rosamita again.
Yeah, the plant lands on a clothesline. It's very cute.
I like that a lot. Well, that's like how I know that's how jets land on aircraft carriers. So it's nice to see that like bit of real world technology translated into this. Just gotta slow you down.
They talk about old Jared is like, you're back already. Send out a second wave. We can't let them rest.
Yeah.
Get their asses.
This little conversation between him and Rosamina, where she's just like, oh, up here in this thin atmosphere, I can breathe just fine because my lungs have been enhanced. So I guess and old Jared says she's a cyber new type. Okay.
What are they doing to these damn kids down in Georgia?
Oh, man. So this is, who knows what they're doing in these new type labs? Enhancing people's lungs, making them cyber new types. So for the record, this is a weird thing about the way that Gundam is localized and translated. But in the Japanese, the word they use for cyber new type is basically just enhanced human. So it does immediately like it's supposed to carry more of a thing of like, oh, she's been cybernetically enhanced.
Right. She's not like a true new type, but like she's like been like artificially tried to get to that point.
And this is and I think the fact that the localization goes with cyber new type like immediately is a little bit of a spoily. Because like you're not supposed to know that they've also been turned into psychic people immediately,
right.
But like that's also kind of like the fact that she does have bad vibes is supposed to clue you into that. But like the immediate thing is like basically the Titans are making super soldiers, and maybe they're psychic. Who
the
knows?
anti-Antifa super soldiers.
Yeah, the anti-Antifa super soldiers.
Here's the question: if eating a shit ton of Italian food turns you into an Antifa, what do you have to eat to become new type?
Well, you remember how in the 1 Year War, and especially in the movie trilogy, they make a big deal about doing a bunch of brainwave readings on everybody who was on the white base, right?
Yeah.
I don't think you eat anything to become an anti-Antifa super soldier. They do other fucked up shit to you with your brainwaves.
Okay. It's
Also,
like...
You just eat a raw tomato and you cry while you're doing it.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to... You become a new type by eating, like, 10 meals in a row where you're just, like, having a fucking bad time.
Yeah. The Titans did enough research that they don't realize that Italian food is the secret, but they do know that tomatoes are a very important bit of the equation.
Yeah.
But yeah, so... The Aldumla is being attacked again. It's like, wee-oo, we're being attacked again. We gotta mobilize. Camille and Quattro, like, leap to it.
They bring their fucking Bakugan launchers.
Yeah.
Quattro's like, we've got to do a pincer attack.
Yeah, I just, like, throughout these episodes, like, Camille and Quattro, they do good teamwork. They're well coordinated. I respect it.
Yeah.
They're learning to be buddies.
Yeah. They're just kind of nicely in sync. But yeah, the Tangerine is back.
Our friend, the annoying orange.
I hate him.
I love him.
They're pelting it with balls.
Yeah.
A lot of balls going on up here, which is like...
I love this grape shot bazooka. I don't know why, but I love it.
I can only imagine it's like designed to like, I guess, do enough damage over time in little bits that you get like a big thing because it's easier to hit when you have 100 tiny projectiles than one big one that's very easy to miss with.
Well, it's like, when Camille used it previously, it was like more of a defensive weapon to like shoot down missiles and stuff, which makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, having said that, the Tangerine Man does say later on that like, oh, your stupid scatter shot can't hurt my big tangerine robot.
Yeah. It can shoot out my one eye, but it turns out I have 3 eyes.
You can't pierce my citrine rind.
Yeah. This inner tube is double thick.
Not as thick as Hayato.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
I think Hayato's skin is actually bulletproof.
I think the pants
like a
are bulletproof
rhinoceros.
because of how tightly they're stretched around his legs and ass.
Yeah.
Just like the tension will just boo any bullets that come towards that ass.
You know how in Star Wars they made the laser, like the blaster noises, by like striking a guy wire with a hammer?
Yeah.
Oh, didn't know that.
If you hit Hayato's
That's all
leg...
for now. From the
Max Fact Zone.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I was gonna edit that. If you took a mallet to Hayato's leg, it would make an identical noise. They're stretched that tight. Go.
Oh!
Yeah.
Oh!
Okay.
Okay.
Right. Okay.
Amuro and Katz
All right.
are also here. They're flying a plane.
They're here now.
Yeah.
Here they come.
They have arrived.
Amuro tells Katz to go get in the Homo Avis.
The Homo Avis is the best vehicle I've ever seen in my life. I want 10 of them.
It's a fucking kite. He tells Katz to go hop on a kite.
It's a kite that has a hole for a man in it.
I mean, Homo Avis just kind of, I guess, means man-bird thing.
Yeah.
And it's just like a person plane.
Man, bird, hand, hook, car, door.
If the new type like species is like Homo novus, this is bird type.
Okay.
So okay. All right, I'm beginning to feel myself vibrate through the earth.
Oh, so okay, so we get a shot of Amuro and Katz kind of coming up. Meanwhile, Quattro and Camille are doing their cool little coordinated attack on the Tangerine. Amuro puts on a parachute.
Yeah.
And he's like, right, guys, I'm going to do what Garma never could. I'm going to take out something with a fighter plane.
And then Quattro's like, uh-oh, what's this? What's this feeling? I'm getting a DM from my ex-boyfriend.
What is this feeling? So he sees the freighter just like coming up, and they just say it.
Yeah, he's just like,
say it.
He says like, "Oh my god, you're Amuro," but then like he thinks about it for a second. He's like, "How did I know he's Amuro? You're Amuro?" Like he's surprised that he knows it's Amuro.
It's very like, I think it's like a lot like quicker in the dub, where he's just like, Quattro's like, "What are you up to, Amuro?" without really noticing that he's said it until like way later, and then we immediately cut to Amuro just kind of like yelling, "Let me handle this, Char," and crashing the plane, and it's like not acknowledged until like about
That's
2
so
minutes
good. I
later.
love
It's
that.
just they just say it by instinct. They just fucking know.
They simply
They simply
Amuro decides to fucking turn the plane into a melee weapon by ramming it into the Ashmar's ass and like taking it down.
He learns from Garma's mistakes.
You have to decide to hit the thing with the plane instead of letting it blow up beforehand. It's his choice.
It's his choice.
And he's descending the sky. The plane is fucking trash. The Ashmar's like foot is stuck in it. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do it." And then...
The plane falls down.
Yeah.
It takes the Tangerine with it. The Tangerine escapes to be seen again another day.
nearly dives into a river, but pulls up at the last second in a cool little fly maneuver.
It's a good Tangerine, listen. But Amuro, like, is falling, and he's kind of, like, clinging onto the plane, and then he kind of just, like, lets himself go into the air, and releases a parachute, and is just floating through the air, just chilling, here he is.
And we get the most sensual sequence in all of Gundam.
Fellas?
Fellas?
Because the Gundam
is it gay to be caught by your old armor?
Is it gay to be held gently in the palm of a giant
so
mobile suit?
tenderly, with like the golden hue of sunset showering you.
With fucking Careless Whisper playing in the background.
These 3 episodes are like lethal.
Lethal.
This is like the same amount of like distress I felt like with the Ramba Ryu part of 079, but it's not fully positive.
Oh, it is
like
fully positive for me because I live for drama.
Right, yeah.
Okay. I mean, like this whole thing has such like an intense energy of just like when you see an old ex of yours that you broke up with like amicably, but like, you weren't ready to see them, and just you're overcome with that weird like positive memory energy, but also like you're in a parachute and you're falling and they're having to like grab you in their giant beautiful mechanical hands, and it's just it's a lot. There's a lot of
much.
This reminded me of actually Max.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you picked me up from the train station in DC, and I was traumatized by the American public transport system. So I was kind of like shaken
in a fucking shitty ass city as well. Yes.
Yeah. And then we drove down the road a little bit, and we stopped at like a gas station.
Yes.
And I was standing in the gas station, and like you come up to me, and you're just like, "Sarah, you're taller than I thought you would be," and it was and then I just like put my hand on your face.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember it dearly.
And I don't remember why I did it. I was dealing with the fact that you were a physical person
that I manifested.
that you'd manifested in front of me, and it was like this weird, like, slow motion movement where I'm just standing in the middle of a gas station store with my hand on your face. And then the moment passed and I bought some dried pineapple and I moved on with my life. But I literally, that moment is like in slow motion in my mind.
Yeah. It's one of those things where that's where the episode ends, and then you get a hand oil painted title card of that exact shot.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's what this reminded me of.
It's like it like truly is, as much as like we're like goofing on it, it's like it truly is like one of the most like raw emotional things I've seen in like any show I've ever watched.
Of just
and just
like these long shots of like going back and forth between like Amuro's face and then the Gundam with like its arms outstretched trying to catch him. It's just
with
it's
arms
so
wide open.
And then like when Quattro comes in, all the shots of his face are like so fucking close up. You can like see this man's fucking eyelashes, which obviously no one's ever seen.
Except for Camille that one time.
Yeah.
Except for Camille that one time.
Yeah.
And Quattro is fucking like shaking.
Literally.
Quattro is hashtag shook.
Oh man.
Yeah.
God. How must it feel for Amuro to suddenly have both of your exes here?
Yeah, it's just nobody has experienced a deeper love than these two men.
Sometimes you're just two men.
Yeah. And then Katz is just flying around being a kite in the background.
Yeah, Katz is like doing cool stunts.
Katz is like, oh hey, I've never seen a big gold mobile suit like that before, huh?
He's like, meow, meow, woo.
He's doing
He's
loopy
having a
loops.
fucking good time. He's drawing like dicks in the sky with a little smoke trail behind him. And that's episode. Yeah. One of the
God.
best episodes of TV I've ever seen.
Oh, it's
the
simply
most romantic meeting of two people that has ever.
So this last one is going to be episode 15. Cat's Sortie.
Yeah! There he goes.
There he goes. So
there he goes again.
Thank you.
Vagina.
Jared 2 once again is like, we gotta go out and fight these bastards. This dude is battle hungry. He like returns to his little base, and Rosa Mia is like in like full like seduction mode, I guess.
Well, it's like, it's weird, like, she's half, like, really hanging on him and half, like, being, like, really loopy new age goop person.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's very clingy to him. I didn't get, well, because it's me and I never do, I didn't get specifically seducey romantic vibes. I was just like, she's being very, like, clingy and affectionate to Boron here because she's really scared of this thing that she's feeling and seeing.
Yeah. It doesn't feel horny to me. I agree with that.
I thought, I don't mean to say it felt horny. What it felt like to me is like she's being like trying to like get in good with him to like get some more information out of him of like what's going on. Because in this scene, they're talking and like he's like acting all annoyed with like how she's repeating things and stuff. And like she like mentions AU going to drop a colony and like it feels a little bit like she's trying to press him for like what he knows. Like if he's like a superior officer to her, I think.
This scene, to me, this scene paints her as kind of not dumb, but like
a little ditzy.
Because she's talking about how she's having like dreams about how Ayuk is going to drop a colony, and she thinks that they're the bad. It paints her as very like, you know how like Lala was really like childlike and naive, like kind of like that.
Okay.
I don't like not to yeah, I think especially like the way that he kind of like walks away from the scene of being like, oh, this is what a cyber new type is like. I definitely think the thing that you're supposed to walk away with it from is that Rosamia's head been fucked up a little bit.
Yeah.
I feel like it's I don't think you're supposed to read into it that she's putting on an act. I think you're just supposed to think that she's not all there.
Okay. All right. I'll remember that going forward then.
And I'm also very now nervous that Ayuk is going to drop a colony on the thing because she's a fucking magic space woman. Or magic earth woman. And knows these things.
She's a space magic woman.
Mm-hmm.
We cut to the Garuda. Amuro's here now, just fucking doing his thing, he's like, "Oh, Hayato, remember me from the war?"
Oh, hey, I haven't seen you since war.
I haven't seen you since war.
Hayato made him a cup of coffee, and they're just like, it's the vibes of when you go over to your mate's house and it's kind of awkward, so you just chill in the kitchen. I do like it. How do you think Amuro takes his coffee?
A bunch of sugar and cream.
Yeah, yeah. I was gonna say a bunch of sugar and no cream because he's just like a little weird.
Damn,
Like-
that's how I take my coffee.
Oh, well,
you're
yeah,
a little
no,
weird.
we do know Amuro has IBS. That's why he doesn't get takeout. That's why he's never eaten at Carrabba's. So yeah, probably just sugar.
Yeah. I mean, coffee's already gonna fuck him up enough.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody here knows Quattro's trick. Like,
He's just...
ugh.
Sorry, I'm finished my olives now. I could talk freely.
Oh, good.
I could talk freely. The olives are gone.
You freed your soul from Olive's gravity.
Oh no!
Don't choke on the olive, Sarah.
Oh, there was like a leaf dust in my throat. Because there's like fucking coriander in these or some shit. I don't know.
Whoa.
Truly new type's trick is putting spices in the back of your throat.
But yeah, so I like how Hayato is like, oh, hey, Amuro, thanks for, like, bringing my son. I knew you'd, like, I knew that you'd kidnap my son and come and see me. Thanks for that, man. And he also mentions to Amuro, he's like, bro, I was hoping that you'd, like, teach him how to drive a Gundam. And Amuro is like, you were hoping that I'd learn how to drive a Gundam as well, bitch.
Yeah, it's good. He's like, you thought I would pick up some things from him, too.
Yeah.
And then Hayato gets a call on the comms from a Mr. Quattro Bajuna.
Oh, well, you're skipping over the best line ever of no mother would want their child to be a child soldier.
Didn't get that one.
Everyone looks directly into the camera when that line is said. It plays the fucking Curb Your Enthusiasm theme.
But yeah, Quattro calls up.
Hayato fucking rules. Hayato is like he's drinking his Quattro respecting juice. The man says I've still got olive in the back of my throat now. Take this one from me, lads.
Hayato is... Nobody has respect kayfabe more than Hayato Kobayashi.
Yeah. He says, don't be such a stickler about it. He just wants to be called Quattro.
He's just like...
Does he say that in the sub?
Yeah!
He says, don't be such a stickler about it when Amuro is like, he's just Char to me.
It's like if your friend shows up after like summer vacation or whatever, it's a new semester at school, and your friend is like, oh yeah, call me fucking Blaze now. And like the one cool friend is like, just like go along with it, let him have fun.
Yeah.
Everyone else is like, this is stupid, and the one friend is sticking up for him.
Yato's just like, let him role play. Let him talk about his Canadian girlfriend.
And Amuro's just being rude. He keeps calling him Char. Like, Amuro, it's rude to call your new love interest after your ex. You can't be like that.
You can't. That's such a fucking awkward faux pas.
It's not healthy for you, Amuro. Go to therapy. Listen to Hayato.
Is there anything more said in this scene?
No.
There's some stuff later on. Okay.
Because I think the next thing that happens is that we cut to Camille, and then I've written in my notes, oh yeah, this show's about Camille, isn't it? Because I just kind of forgot about him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that Katz is sort of latching on to Camille now, who's the Gundam guy. Like, Katz just wants to hang out with the person who has the big robot.
Yeah.
Sam.
Camille kind of snaps at him, is like, don't touch that, and then realizes he's being mean, and he's like, it's okay, I just didn't want you to get electrocuted by the circuit board, or whatever.
Camille is like when you're in like sixth form, and then like a fucking fourth year gets like assigned to you as like junior prefect, and you have to like
shadow,
fucking put up with this child who's 2 years younger than you.
Yeah.
Camille is like when you've been working at a fast food job for like a month and they tell you to train somebody.
Yeah. It's like, I fucking guess. Sure, fine, I can try.
I mean, isn't there like a line that Kat says about how like he's been like assigned to shadow Camille or something?
Yeah, like Hayato wants him to like learn like the newer mobile suits because Katz is only trained on like older ones at the museum or whatever. And then Camille's like, oh, do you know Amuro? And Katsu's like, yeah, from the war.
From war.
Yeah, we went to war together when I was 3 years old or fucking whatever.
He's basically... Katz is really bummed that Amuro's not the same, like, he's not the same as he was 8 years ago. Which, like, damn, wonder what happened between now and then.
Oh, they also talk about, like, the concept of foster fatherhood. Because Camille, hey, remember when his fucking dad died, like, 10 episodes ago? Did you forget that his dad died 10 episodes ago? I forgot that his dad died 10 episodes ago.
Press S to spit on Franklin Badon's grave.
Yeah. Well, not only did his dad die 10 episodes ago, but it seems like for probably the first 17 years of Camille's life, she just wasn't really there either.
Yeah.
Because, Camille gets a bit mad at Katz, and he's just like, yeah, well, having a foster father is better than having no father at all. And, like, when will Camille realize that, like, Quattro is his foster father now? Quattro would be a terrible dad, but he's there.
I feel like Quattro's more Camille's cool older brother that buys him beer and tells him to drive really fast.
he lets him sit in the back of the pickup truck when he drives. So... After this nice little conversation, this little heart-to-heart Camille and Katz have, we get one of the greatest lines ever spoken in any TV show ever.
Quattro goes up to Amuro and it's just kind of like, oh, sick flying out there. You did a really good job. And then Amuro is just immediately like, why did you come back to Earth?
Hey, I came here to laugh at you.
This motherfucker.
Oh, man. I don't know what I love more, the I came to laugh at you line or the immediate follow-up. That's what you wanted to hear, right? Which is just like, not only is Quattro a stone cold, like, cool-ass person, but also he's literally calling Amuro out on being a sub.
Yeah! He's like, you suck shit now. Get over it.
You suck shit, Amuro!
It's like, stop fucking feeling sorry for yourself. I'm here to, like, kick your ass until you do better, I guess. And just like I love this scene so much because Quattro's the one giving Amuro like life lessons
genuine
and shit.
Advice.
Yeah. It's like you have to live up to Katz's expectations of you. And like he's like, okay, yeah, I went to fucking Mars or whatever the fuck. I couldn't find Lala there. Her soup is still floating around Earth.
Yeah. Her soul is trapped by Earth's gravity. She can't go past Mars.
I like Lala. Lala's cool.
Yeah. She's still out there,
Her soup.
I was wondering by this
back at some point.
Scene.
Oh.
Okay.
She'll be a goose. We'll get there.
Oh, like when Amuro saw the bird. Sorry, Sarah, you go.
Okay, sorry, I can talk now. This time it's the Hoe Garden, not the olives. We had a little
Wait. Olive Garden.
Okay, I'm having an Olive Garden.
Fuck Olive Garden. We're Karaba's only podcast.
Karaba's only. We
are loyal to a cause, and that cause is Karaba's.
Unlimited breadsticks are a tool by the Earth government to keep us
keep our souls weighed down.
Trapped by breadsticks gravity. Oh yeah. I was gonna say that, like, Quattro talks about Lala, who obviously he learned of from Char's letters to him. Mm-hmm. But Quattro talks about how he can, like, sense Lala's vibes in the Earth sphere, and, like, it just made me wonder, like, is Amuro's vibe sense just, like, dead from him having been depressed for 7 years?
The thing, like, oh man, does he say this now or does it say it late? Oh yeah, it's there's a line later that I think, like, kind of, like, points back to this. Mm-hmm. That I guess I know is in my notes. I'll bring it up when we come to it. But, like,
okay, cool.
I don't know. It's one, like, Amuro's been on Earth, so his soul has been held very close to Earth's gravity. We don't even know if he can sense anything beyond Earth right now. We don't know if he can get past the clouds up into that spacesuit.
Yeah, he can't pierce that ozone layer.
He says, he's like, I can't do anything on Earth. I need to get into space. Let the boy go to space.
Just let him. Just let him.
But,
maybe if he goes to space, he'll be less of a fuck.
Oh yeah, this is where Quattro says if you keep shutting yourself in and closing yourself in your own shell, like, you're helping the enemy. And it's like Amuro is like thinks that if he goes to space he'll be fine, but I think if Amuro goes to space he's gonna be a self-pitying mess more, and if he can't do anything on Earth he can't do anything in space. He's got to learn how to get his shit together.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next good scene, which is like all of them, I do want to mention that just before this happens, Quattro talks about like Kai and how Kai is out like gathering intelligence. Kai is going to like use his secret, I know, shard detecting skills to find the Titan space. But when he's saying that, he refers to Kai as like Hayato and Amuro's like family member because they were on the White Base together.
They're battle bonds.
I just thought it was neat. They're family. It's a fine family. You love to see it.
You love to see it.
Okay, now we can talk about how Camille gives Amuro a snack and says, "Mr. Amuro, it's nice to meet you."
Yeah, it's good. It's like I like that we finally get to see the Gundam boys sort of meet each other for the first time.
Yeah.
Camille like is complaining to Amuro that like everyone keeps on comparing him to Amuro.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder why. You got the Gundam.
Yeah. And then Amuro's like, "Oh, has Katz been saying anything about me?" And Camille's just like, "Fucking ask him yourself."
Yeah,
and, like,
Camille does
off.
not stand for it. It's great.
Yeah. Camille's
I know.
like, "I can't believe everyone's comparing me to this clown."
It's like, I don't know, maybe not to say that this has like themes or anything, but it's kind of like everyone expects A, Camille to be Amuro, B, Quattro to be sharp, and Amuro to be better. And none of these things are true.
You don't always get what you want, but sometimes you get what you need.
Anyways, it's biplane time.
Bye.
And
plane.
if you buy plane time, sorry.
It's Carabas is now delivering via air now.
Yeah, this is straight from the Carrabba's in Hickory, North Carolina. So you get some nice vinegar barbecue sauce with your spaghetti.
Look, if you like Texas barbecue more than Carolina barbecue, you're a bastard and a fool. I don't know what to tell you.
Yes, absolutely. There are two correct kinds of barbecue, and it's North Carolina hot vinegar and South Carolina golden mustard. That's it.
Yep. Well, cool robot facts. You heard it here first. It is in Carrabba's biplane. We meet the delivery woman whose name is Beltorchica Irma, and Katz immediately is like, "Girl." He's like 13.
Yeah, I saw like a blonde lady flying a plane, and I've written Sayla in really, really, really big notes.
I thought it was Sayla at first too, and I was like, "Oh, it's not Sayla. Damn it."
But then it just kind of made me realize that like Sayla is notably absent. She's not in the intro, and then I kind of got thinking all week about like, oh, when's Sayla gonna come in and like kick the shit out of Amuro and Quattro? But my expectations for that have been dampened through some meta knowledge. I will calm my tits.
Yeah.
Should I speak about that right now, just for the sake of anybody listening as to why Sayla
why
isn't
not?
fucking here yet?
It's worth mentioning, I think.
Yeah. Basically, Sayla's voice actress had a couple of health crises, which is why she isn't in Zeta, or as she might like show up in like a scene or something. But basically, like the voice actress was like sick through a lot of this and parts of Double Zeta, so they basically couldn't include her in anything because she couldn't work and they didn't want to recast her. So that's why.
You know, I mean, maybe Sayla dodged a bullet because Sayla doesn't have to be like written by Tomino in this series, so sure.
Sayla would be the only one who like graduated from White Base class of 87 without any like lasting trauma. She'd be like, "Yeah, I got some gold bars from my brother. I'm doing fine."
Yeah.
My brother, he's living in my basement playing League of Legends. Yeah. So yeah, this lady like comes on to the Odumla. I don't like this woman. She's got weird vibes. She
has weird vibes. She has really weird vibes.
I'm sorry, Beltachika. Please do not interact with me ever.
You don't like the fact that she smells Amuro and says, "I like the way you smell. You're using my favorite soap," and then probably it's because she like requisitioned all of the soap for Carrabba's, and it's just she bought her favorite soap, so all the hunks will smell the way she wants them to.
I love that part because they look at Hayato and he's like, "I don't fucking know. It's the soap we use. Don't ask me." It's just a very funny moment. He's like, Who fucking cares? Soap.
Can I talk about the Amuro shower scene of this episode?
Uh-huh.
You know where he gets in the shower?
Uh-huh. He gets in the
But yeah, he's in the shower. Amuro's in the shower. What's there to talk about?
He's in the shower.
But he's like, kind of having a moment in the shower, like dissociating, thinking about how. So he's in the shower. What's fun? What? He's just having a shower, like.
Go on. Keep going.
But basically the whole situation on the Audumla, like, bothers him. And at first I thought this was gonna be because he's kind of like, I guess, like, triggered by Camille being like a really young pilot of a robot, and that he, as the previous really young pilot of a robot, can realize how that's fucked up. But then when he's in the shower, he, how he's in the shower, just starts thinking about, like, oh, but they're ignoring me and paying attention to this kid. And it turns out that Amuro's just still an egotistical fuck.
Yeah, like he wants to be asked and told to get in the robot. He doesn't want to volunteer for it, which is still kind of speaking to Amuro's whole deal right now, where everyone's telling him that he needs to actively do stuff instead of just sit around and wait to be told to don't do something.
You know what it's like? It's
the
like
boy
when
ain't right.
The boy ain't right. It's like when someone new joins your friend group and they have, like, really, really similar interests to you, but they know a little bit more about it than you do, and all of a sudden they're the bug guy in the group. They know more about bugs and spiders than you do. So you're, like, upstage, and you're like, but I'm supposed to be the bug guy. It's like that.
Bugs, I'll still send you pictures of bugs I find, don't worry.
We've all been there.
We've all been there, yeah.
I'm the minion guy. Thankfully, I've never been another minion guy, and I don't think I ever will.
And you never will.
I'm the last of a dying breed.
See, this is my fundamental. This is my mistake. This is what makes me live in a society. Is by helping other people get into Gundam. I am no longer the Gundam them.
Well, don't worry, Colin. You are the Gundam them for this, because you are truly, like, above us in pure knowledge here.
One day we will all be. We will join our hands in Gundam equity, having watched all of Gundam.
And we will establish radio communications with each other.
We'll become soup.
Yeah.
So after the shower scene,
yeah.
I think, like, we see Quattro sort of walk by while they're talking about, like, soap or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And Beltortica's like, the fuck is this guy's vibes? Beltortica, whose vibes are not good on her own, senses Quattro's weird ass vibes as well.
Yeah, and Hayato, Ultimate Wingman, is just like, that man is Quattro Bagina.
It's, like, written, it says Char Aznable, and, like, it's crossed out, and there's a Quattro Bagina on his hand. He, like, has to look down to his pocket.
Yeah. And, like, right before Beltorchica was talking about how, like, she really hopes that Ayug and Karaba aren't just fighting for the sake of fighting and hiding behind their ideology as an excuse for it. And then she sees Quattro, and it's immediately like, that motherfucker is here to kill people and nothing else.
She said, the line she says in the dub is, he looks like the type of person who can't live in a world without war.
Yeah, it's like almost the exact same thing we get in the sub. It's like everyone clocks him right away.
Yeah, she's like, he doesn't have any peaceful intelligence.
No peaceful thoughts, head empty. All peaceful thoughts.
No peaceful thoughts had war.
Yeah. But then Amuro's like, don't talk about my boyfriend that way. Deep inside, he's a very kind person.
That line was really fucking good. It's like, well, hold on a minute. The game has changed a little bit now, hasn't it?
Yeah. And, again, like, this got my fucking, like, Sailor brain cells ticking, because I was like, oh, where would he have heard these things if not from Sailor?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, it's, Quattro's his new boyfriend. They had 2 conversations, and now they're totally in love.
Sometimes you just sense a vibe off of someone, and you click with them.
Yeah. Sometimes a big hunky man with big biceps and no sleeves comes up and says, oh, you want me to say that I came here to laugh at you? No, instead I'm going to tell you something loving and give you good advice.
Yeah.
They're in love! Anyway, rip to San Francisco. It's gone. It's dead.
Good. Fucking shitty-ass bridge.
Yeah, they've only got half of it left. Just why would you only need half the Golden Gate Bridge. The other half doesn't matter.
It's the Golga Bridge. The
Gelgoog Bridge.
It's the Gelgoog Bridge is the thing about it. This is film. See, we can confirm that this takes place in a universe where X-Men 3 happened, because Magneto did lift part of the San Francisco Bridge over to get to Alcatraz Island, where they were restoring the fucking the new type.
Magneto is the original new type.
Magneto was new type.
Okay.
Cersei was Magneto.
Cersei was Fraupo was Magneto.
The Titans catch up to them, or not the Titans, the Rosamina bottom squad.
Yeah.
The Feds catch up to them.
The cyber new type brigade.
Mm-hmm. And, Rosamina coming out here, and this is when Katz decides to take a little sortie.
This scene is I like what happens here, because it's like the sort of crystallized form of this hero worship, where Katz knows Camille just got in the Gundam one day, Amuro just got in the Gundam one day, I'm gonna just get in the Gundam one day, and then that means I can be as cool as them.
Yeah. The most hilarious thing about this is, once again, somebody gets into a mobile suit and takes it off without permission, and Quattro looks at that and says, oh, well, we have a new special boy now, let him go out.
He's like, fuck yeah, dude, let her rip.
Okay, but the funny thing to me is that someone takes a Gundam out without permission, and Quattro is just like, Camille! And then Camille appears behind him and is like, that ain't me. They realize it's Katz. Katz is just says I'm gonna be the hero now, and yeets himself out in Mark 2. I think he takes a boogie board and boogies around.
Yeah.
Everyone kind of gears up to sortie, including Amuro. Just kind of goes, is like, I'm gonna take this normal suit. No one seems to think this is a problem. They're just like, yeah, sure, man.
Isn't Hiato immediately don't get in that fucking robot? You haven't been in one in 7 years. At least so Katz has done simulations.
Yeah, that's then just after Hayato comes in with the good sense.
Yeah, and as this is happening, Amuro's sort of frozen there. He's such a fucking weenie, and Beltorchica, yeah.
This fucking scene, if it wasn't seen through the lens of Beltorchica, would be good and emotional. Because he's about to do it. He's about to get in a mobile suit, but then he just he has a little moment where y'all heard of fucking PTSD.
Yeah. He says sad emoji, pensive emoji.
Yeah, but just because the framing of it is it's of Beltorchica's point of view of this, where she's just fucking commenting on his business, and I hate it. I don't like this woman. She doesn't deserve to be there, judging him like this.
She doesn't get to be here and immediately clock his vibes. She has to earn them.
I've been surprised. I've been surprised by the way that you guys have immediately taken some takes on this show. This is maybe the most surprising one, that you guys just immediately hate Beltorchica.
I don't hate her. I just think she's weird.
Part of it was because I was hoping for Sayla, and then I opened the box of chocolates and there was no Sayla in it, and I just wanted a Sayla.
I think my sort of full enclosed take on her is that I can tell she's someone important by the way that she shows up and immediately begins to intuit so much about what's going on. Yeah. But it's weird. It feels unearned because she's just this new person who'd it's we spent so long with these characters, and then all of a sudden this new lady shows up and immediately gets this after we've seen an entire series with them. So it's it's just different, It's things are changing. I don't like it, but I'm open to the idea of Beltorchica. I think that I'm sure if we see more of her, and I can't imagine we don't see more of her. I think she's fine now. It's just oh, you don't get to come in and clock my boys like this.
I mean,
You're valid.
Right now, I'm getting major imposter vibes from her.
She's poster.
I'm getting the show is kind of signaling to me. Or it could just be me wanting Sayla instead, that she's going to turn around and be aha, I've been some other person the whole time, and I'm actually working for fucking Heineken.
Wait.
Horny and employed me. Also, she's blonde. There's too many blondes in this show.
Wait, yeah, hold on. She's blonde. What if she's Char in disguise?
I think she might be Char in disguise.
It would make sense. He wants to get close to everyone in Ayug, and he can't show up as himself.
Yeah.
And he immediately clocks Quattro for who he is because they're pen pals.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, unlike Hayato said earlier, if Char did survive the 1 year war and had been pen pals with some people, you could totally see him coming around and fighting to protect the earth from environmental pollution. It makes sense. She's Char in disguise.
She's Char in disguise. I got it.
This is galaxy brain right here.
This is a new type brain.
Yeah. But yeah, one thing I did want to, this is what I wanted to link back to with the Quattro scene, from the first episode that we covered, of just Quattro getting punched by Camille and how big and bright and vibrant and melodramatic that shot is so similar to this of Amuro broadcasting his fear emoji via new type Discord, and then turning towards the wall and just banging a fist on it and crying. It's just those two moments for me are just so nice bookends for these 3 episodes.
Everything in balance. T. Hanos.
Yeah.
Perfectly balanced.
And the fucking fighting happens. Who cares? Katz is surprise, surprise, not doing so good in the Gundam.
Yeah.
The Gap Plant's beating his ass.
Katz goes boingy against the bridge strings.
Yeah.
He
really
does.
funny.
I like to see that. That was funny.
He wrestling moves right off the top.
Yeah, I was gonna say he hits the bump. And Rosamia picks up oh shit, whoever's piloting the Gundam is baby. I'm gonna use this to my advantage and use Gundam as a shield.
Yeah. Oh, my favorite part is when Katz is oh, I don't even know where the right monitors are. This isn't anything like a Zaku, and it's just oh my god, this boy.
The simulations were all wrong.
He's piloting he was trained on a 10-year-old mobile suit.
This is like me when I have to drive an automatic and I'm I want to be able to control the gear changes. I hate this.
This is like me when I try and drive a manual where it's I can't make my hand and my legs do different things at the same time.
This is when I have to use a Windows PC after using Mac for, half my life at this point.
Okay, no, real talk though, this is I'm so used to my laptop has a flat keyboard, that I glide my fingers over, so at work I'm gonna have to use a big mechanical keyboard, and I cannot type for shit on a mechanical keyboard. I can type so fucking fast on my flat laptop keyboard. I can get 110 words per minute, 120 almost.
Yeah.
I can do it. And then on a mechanical keyboard, I'm gonna type a fucking old, with 2 pointer fingers, bop, 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 bop.
Listen,
It's fine. People will be too busy looking at your minion cufflinks to notice how slowly you're
that's
typing.
true. I'll put my minion Legos on there. I'll put the Hyakushiki on there. Minion desk.
Max, we know what you have to do. You have to get into the compartment on the spaceship, and we have to spin it real fast so then you can type while you're under extreme gravity, and then you'll get your fingers will get swole.
My fingers are going to be as thick as Hayato.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, he's thick!
Just wanted to get in one more before we finish the episode.
But then
Yeah.
But then in the fight, what if? Well, okay. Here's the thing: we did know that the babies were new type because we saw it at the end of 0079.
Yeah.
Because they talked to Amuro, but this confirms it when Kat's new type leads the shot, shoots the Gap Plant's leg off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, Quattro comes in to finish it off.
As
blows it
usual.
up.
I thought Camille was the one who trashed it.
Oh, yeah, it is Camille.
I don't even. Yeah, Quattro's on the ship the whole time, I think.
Quattro saves their ass a little bit beforehand, I think, but it's Camille and Katz that are doing the main stuffs.
Yeah. Rosamia ejects from the plant though, and Camille's suddenly oh no, she's hot.
Yeah, I was oh fuck, she has titties. Oh, this changes everything.
It's oh, she has long hair.
Oh,
Literally
no.
says, "Whoa, is that a woman?" Like he's never fucking seen one before. I guess it's just her vibes are really weird.
She just has weird. Amuro thinks he can fix people by dating them. And then back, huh? Was there?
It's okay, move on. I just don't get it.
No, it's stupid.
Okay.
Yeah, back at the Garuda, Hayato is well, I'm not going to hit Camille, but I'm going to hit Katz because I'm allowed. I know this kid, so I'm allowed to.
This
He's
is my
son.
son. I can beat him.
This is
Fuck
my
off.
boy. I'm allowed. It's my choice.
Yeah. But also, he's like, Cats, you're not the special boy. Don't get in the Gundam.
Yeah.
We already have a main character. You will die if you do it again.
I mean, and you get all this compassion for him because, like, yeah, he saw what happened to Amuro. Like, he knows what happens when you get in the Gundam for too much.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, because Kat says this whole thing, he's like, I sensed her, like, I must be a new type. And it's like, listen, Katz, and Hayata says this, and Camille says this, and they're like, even if you are a fucking new type, that doesn't mean you should be getting in the robot. Do not get in the robot, Katz.
Yeah, like, all the best robot pilots are new types, but not all the best new types are robot pilots.
Yeah, yeah. And just... and then we close up the episode with, like, Amuro is there and, like, he walks away sadly, and Quattro just kind of, as if he's never heard of PTSD before, is like, Amuro, what's wrong with you? Have you lost your passion for battle? Fucking course he has, bitch!
Yeah. Quattro is like, Amuro, aren't you tired of being baby? Don't you want to go ape shit?
Pretty much.
Like, my final hashtag thoughts on this episode are like, Amuro is here. He has a conflict where, like, if he doesn't want to see, like, another generation of, like, teens getting into robots and doing trauma, he's gonna have to fucking step up and get in the robot. If he wants to, like, he's gonna have to fucking step up and stop being a pussy. But the thing is he's a fucking pussy. Get in the robot, Amuro, or Camille or fucking Katz will have to do it again.
Yeah, I think that's, like, oh man, one of the really defining things about the difference between, like, Quattro and Amuro, like, in Zeta, is that, you know, going back to when Quattro said that, like, yeah, like, the, you know, humans have hearts so they can feel shame, and that's kind of like, you know, Quattro's accepted that. Quattro's accepted, like, the failures that he's had as a person, is, like, willing to move past them, and, like, Amuro's wallowing in it. Like, like, Amuro feels all of the shame for, like, you know, not stepping up to be a pilot, but still won't get past that and, like, just accept that, yeah, he's gonna feel that shame no matter whether he gets the robot or not. So he needs to get in it and do it, or find something else. Find a different way to help out.
Shit! Or get off the pot, Amuro!
Yeah, like, fucking make up your mind. I can't imagine that we won't see more of mopey-ass Amuro in the near future.
The preview did say he was going to attempt to drive a mobile suit next episode, so I can't wait to fucking see how that pans out.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? And when things go wrong, you know, what I would really, really love is, like, a nice cocktail to drown my sorrows in.
A nice cold bevy made by our friend Colin, perhaps?
Yeah. Give me 1 second to go get ice, and I'll be right back, and I can do the segment.
Okay. I'll
Welcome to the Colin
Cocktail.
Fact Zone. The Colin Fact
Cocktail Zone. I'm doing my best.
Yeah, you're doing a great job.
The commissioner is doing a great job.
Colin, how about you replenish our juices?
Yes, it's time to replenish juices. So I guess we're back in the cocktail hangar. Welcome to my segment.
Welcome to my twisted segment with twist of lemon.
Last time, one of the drinks we talked about was Quattro's Regret, which
was
is
it?
it was one of them. I think
thought we
yeah.
It was Char's Regret, I believe, right?
And then
we did Garma's Fate, Char's Revenge.
Oh, okay.
Quattro's Regret, and then a bunch of gimlets.
Okay.
Yeah. So to go with Quattro's Regret, it was like a Negroni variant with absinthe instead of gin, and this is going to be another one. This is going to be Amuro's Fear. Which a Negroni, like, has Campari in it, so it's, like, really bitter and really strong.
Can I say real quick? When I was a kid, my dad was, like, drinking Campari one day, and I was like, "Damn, Dad!" Like, it's like that. I was probably like 13, maybe, or like between 10 and 13, and I was like, "Oh, that was a cool juice." He's like, "You want a sip?" And I tried it, and, like, I ran to this thing and spit out. He laughed so fucking hard at me, and I've never had Campari since, because it's just like, ooh, I would love to drink dirt.
What's Campari?
Campari's like a red, like, super, super bitter Italian aperitif.
It looks like fruit punch and tastes like a pound of packed dirt.
Like, was he just drinking it on ice? That is absolutely ridiculous.
He made a drink with it, but like it was
Okay.
it was like mostly Campari, I'd say.
Yeah, like like the kind of like classic Campari drink is equal parts is a Negroni. It's equal parts gin, Campari, and sweet vermouth. And like I can barely handle that. Usually when I make it, I do like half as much Campari and twice as much sweet vermouth to kind of like balance it out a little bit. But anyways,
It's Colin's
this is
beer.
kind of
Campari.
this is kind of the. Oh, well, actually, a thing I will do is I'll put like a quarter of a shot in Campari and cheap beer to make it taste like an IPA.
Oh, Colin's trick.
Colin's trick.
Yeah, Colin's trick. So this is Amuro's Fear is kind of like an opposite of the kind of flavor profile that you'll get with a Negroni. It's going to be equal parts gin, and I like to go with kind of like a more like spice forward gin, like New Amsterdam or something, like not something that's super piney. Dry vermouth, which is just going to give it some nice bright floral components to it, and then a Italian dessert liquor called Galliano, which has it's similar to Campari in that it's got a lot of different like herbs in it, but it's actually sweet, and it's more to like an herbal vanilla kind of thing. So we have those in equal measure.
Colin, surely you would want a gin that's super piney, because then that would be more like Amuro.
We'll get to that. So we're going to put some ice in there. We're going to stir it.
I'd love to hear those stirring noises.
Yummy, yummy, yum.
I'm listening. Ice, ice, baby.
I usually stir a little bit longer, but
Bum, bum,
that's
bum,
good.
bum, bum, bum.
And then we're going to strain it into a glass. I have this nice Yakuza limited edition glass. And
Like
we
the
get this
video
nice-
game or the organization?
The video game.
Okay.
The Yakuza 6 special edition came with 2 rocks glasses that are etched with a dragon on them. Like
That
you can-
rules.
Yeah, like
a
Kiryu's
dragon.
back tattoo. Yeah. So we get this nice, just kind of like lightly sweet, very kind of like, herbal bright drink that's very bright yellow. So I think what I like to think about with this drink is Amuro poolside on a nice, brisk, Wyoming day, sipping on this drink and thinking about how afraid he is to go into space and see Lala's ghost, and how much he wants to sit in his little mansion and drink sweet things and pretend to be a child.
And it is also bright yellow, like the fucking turtleneck he still has from the first ever episode of Mobile Suit Gundam, 41-year-old franchise. Same fucking turtleneck. Grow up, Amuro.
Same shirt.
Very important in this last episode, we did see that Camille's black turtleneck that he wears underneath his jacket is sleeveless, but Amuro is rocking sleeves. He has
Do you
hasn't
think-
bought into the
Loser.
ideology yet.
Do you think that Camille's turtleneck was originally sleeveless, or did he cut the sleeves off?
I think Camille cut the sleeves off himself after finally getting it. He spent a couple hours in the gravity pod.
So, this means we can get a when will my reflection show who I am inside style dramatic scene where Amuro cuts the sleeves off all his garments after coming to a realization about how in love he is with Quattro Bacchina.
I think that's the only thing we can extrapolate.
Yeah, that's gonna happen.
And he's going to be
wait.
singing "Whose Are These Arms I See" as he cuts the sleeves off.
In the arms of my Quattro. Well, thank you, Colin, for quenching our thirst. Take a sip, babes. Slurp.
That's just my home garden though, sorry.
I'm out of water. I can't slurp.
I am out of water and I cannot slurp. The tragedy has begun.
Okay, well, that takes us to our plugs now. Because this is a podcast. We're at 2 hours, 7 minutes.
After 2 hours and 7 minutes, we have finally finished talking about honestly, I could probably say more shit about these episodes, but I won't. If you want to hear what I have to say about them, on Twitter or some shit, you can go to Sarah McCostumes on Twitter, on Instagram, on gumroad.com/ceramic costumes, where I promise I will upload that Quattro shirt pattern one day. You can also listen to my other podcasts, one of which is Pot of Greed. Max is on that one. The other of which is Never Believe It. Colin's on that one sometimes. That's it. That's all the podcasts I do. I'm finished.
Colin?
Hi, I'm Colin. Normally you can find me pretty much anywhere at PADGETTISH. That's at Pagetish. But I am currently private on Twitter. So feel free to send me a request to follow me. But I mean, I'm not doing a ton there right now. I'm on this podcast, and sometimes I'm on other podcasts. That's about it. Follow me on Twitter and tell me to finish the gunpla I got before the other gunpla I bought arrives.
Listen, sometimes you just have like 5 projects going at once and you get overwhelmed. You're valid. Max, sometimes you have
to make the stress part of your core being to survive. I'm Max. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, everywhere else, at MaxyBajillion. Sarah mentioned the world's #1 and only Yu-Gi-Oh! Podcast, Pot of Greed. Listen to us on that. I have another podcast to do with my friend Jordan called Slappers Only, which is a video game music showdown podcast. We just did Bayonetta. That'll be going up next week. It'll be going up the same week that this episode goes up, so listen to that. And this show has been Wow Cool Robot. You can find us on Twitter at Wow Cool Podcast. You can go to noisepace.xyz to find this and many, many more podcasts. Thank you to Matt GameCube for getting all the podcasts together like a Pokeball collection.
Colin,
tell us.
What's your robot of the week?
Tell me now the name of your robot of the week. Let the spirit move through you. Anything's a robot if you believe.
Oh man. I love my electric lawnmower.
Tell me more.
I made the so I've had like a gas mower for like the past 8 years. Basically since when I moved down to Virginia Beach, I bought a gas mower because we had a yard and whatever. Tried, like, it's always annoying to keep up with it, but, it's basically like you got to change all the filters and the spark plugs and everything once a year. And then every couple of years you have to take it into a shop and pay like $90 for them to like rebuild and clean the carburetor because it gets too dirty and you don't want to look up how to do it on YouTube and blah, 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 blah. And then, at our current house, we had this tiny, shitty little shed, and, a hurricane came through and literally blew it out of our yard and sandwiched it between our neighbors' fences and their sheds.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, and because the shed was so shitty, like when we moved into this house, the landlord said, like, I will remove the shed for you for free, but if you want to keep the shed, then you have to sign off that you're taking it as is. Which means that then when the shed was destroyed, he wouldn't fix it for us or build a new one for us.
Very cool. You'd love to see it.
So for the past couple of years, my gas lawnmower basically sat outside with with just like a plastic covering over it and nothing else. And it just like it died this year. I took it to the shop to get it repaired. Brought it back. It was working fine for like a month and then died again. So I was like, fuck it. And I got a battery powered lawnmower. It folds up vertically so I can keep it inside. It charges. It pretty much can do half my lawn at the time. And it's cute and green, and it's not loud at all. It's very quiet, so I don't have to like blast my eardrums with podcasts to be able to hear them anymore.
It's cute and green, kind of like a little round boy we all know and love, huh?
I miss him.
It is almost Haro green. It's very close to Haro green.
What I'm saying is give Haro spinning death blades.
Yes.
Well, Colin, keep them mowing blades sharp.
Yeah.
Keep on mowing that hay.
My finger's hovering over the soundboard, Max. Give it to me.
Okay. All right. Okay. To close off this fucking behemoth of an episode, as we always say, in the words of our ancestors who are fucking bowls of soup floating in space, war is
damn boy, he's sick!
Cool robot.
God, it's like a fucking gunshot every single time.